There are few things in our area quite like the log game. The annual clash between Wausau East and Wausau West returning to Tom Field for one final time. Ben.
As we know, these schools combining in 2025, so one final time for the log in Wausau, and with it, the ultimate bragging rights.
It's East versus West playing for one final trophy. And West's first play from scrimmage. Let the madness begin. Ray Reinick shot out like a cannon behind that line, rumbling downfield, untouched to the house, a 57-yard dash. Crowd goes wild. What a way to start this contest.
7-0 Warriors, 4 left in the first. Reinick with it again, cuts once and is a goner from that point, notching his second score, and it is 14-0 West.
The strategy is pretty clear at this point. Just give it to Reinick and watch him score. TD number 3 a minute later. Weber trying to evade pressure, looking left, but unfortunately, he's finding guys in the wrong uniform. Emerson again reads that play like a book, his second INT of the day. Not a ton more to show. West ends the log game era with a monstrous 49-14 victory.
News Channel 7's Nolan Bullbaum is live at Tom Field. Nolan, just what was the atmosphere like at Tom Field tonight?
Well, Ben and Noah, it honestly wouldn't even surprise me if people out in Green Bay or Madison heard the noise here from Tom Field tonight. Both sides showed a great deal of spirit, but it was Warrior Nation that ultimately reigned supreme. They were up 42-7 before we even hit halftime. And after a 49-14 final, West was proud to be the ones carrying the Wausau log one final time.
Always good to, end the era with us having it for the rest of the time. I mean, it's awesome.
I think it's a great message to send to the Wausau West community. We mentioned this is our Super Bowl because every week's our Super Bowl. Next week's our new Super Bowl. We got to treat every game like it's the most important thing. But I'm very proud that we get to put this last badge on the log saying Wausau West victory.
Now, regardless of the result, 2,900 people were here in attendance tonight, setting a log game record and ending this era with a bang. Reporting live from Tom Field, Nolan Bullbaum, News Channel 7 Sports.
No better way to end it. Thank you, Nolan. Sticking in the rivalries, Antigo and Merrill meeting in what is called the War on 64. Antigo with the ball first. They go marching down the field. Alec Napcavage goes right, cuts to the left. He is gone for the TD. Red Robins take the early 7-0 lead, and there was more where that came from. Check this out. Colton Tomei bobbles the snap for Antigo, recovers, heaves up a prayer, hits a defender, right into Javon Bussey's lap. A big gain, and wouldn't you know it, Bussey with the carry 2 plays later. He is gone. In the blink of an eye, it's 14-0. Antigo goes on to win.
How about a little 8-player action? Three Lakes Phelps, the number 2 team in 8-man. They put their undefeated mark up against fellow unbeaten Port Edwards. Blue Jays' first play from scrimmage offensively. Jared Kaufman in the flat to Tyler Janikowski, the Blue Jays senior. Takes off like a roadrunner. Meep, 70 yards, and he is gonzo. Not a bad way to start the game. They'd add another touchdown. Blackhawks got some fight in them, though. Hayden Hewitt lets it fly and puts it on the money for Brendan Beck, dropping the bucket. Couple plays later, Hewitt ramming his way forward and gets into the end zone for Port Edwards, getting them on the board. But on the ensuing kick, you've seen Janikowski's speed already. You know it's lethal, proving deadly once again. He takes this kickoff to the house. Blue Jays are the real deal. They upend Port Edwards in this one. Janikowski even hits him with the Jordan shrug at the end.
Ben, what stood out to you tonight?
I think, to me, this is my first time in person seeing Three Lakes Phelps. Man, that is an 8-man team to be reckoned with. They have athletes all over the place. They stood out to me.
And I feel like we talk a lot. My team is probably Wausau West because their offensive line is big. It allows guys to run, and they put on a statement in the log game against the Wausau East team. That's going to be that's a fun memory to have as that log game comes to a rest. The Hilight Zone will continue next week with some more rivalry games, including the Bell game between Antigo and Rhinelander. We love to see it. We'll be back next Friday. You guys have a good weekend. It is a jam-packed, action-filled barn burner night for level 1 of the playoffs. So many stakes with that Friday night football chill added, Ben.
Nearly 30 area teams, Noah, playing tonight with their seasons on the line. There's really no better time of year.
Well, let's start our packed show here in the area. We have a Merriwood showdown, top-seeded Auburndale hosting 8-seeded Marathon.
Very familiar. Auburndale won the matchup in the regular season 44-29 before finishing second in the Merriwood.
But at this point, this game is all that matters. Auburndale looking to advance. Marathon seeking the upset after a scoreless first quarter. We pick it up in the second half. Marathon with the ball. Cooper Hoeksma heaves up the long ball to Cody Radke. Look at that, 80-yard grab for the first touchdown of the game. Still second quarter, Marathon with the ball. Another long ball here, and this time Tyler Underwood. On the jump ball, there are 3 defenders there. He comes down for the TD. Unfortunately, Auburndale does overcome it. They get a very close 21-18 win. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned conference showdown. Spash beat Wausau West 27-7, and they went on their way to clinch the conference title this year.
But Wausau West has a secret weapon for tonight. Ray Reinick returning as they look for an upset on the road.
Yeah, the Panthers ready to fight. Ray Reinick back in the fold for the Warriors. 0-0 start of the second quarter till Carter Emerson twists and shouts for the turnaround grab, getting West on the board. 14-0 West now. But don't worry, Panther Nation, it's your turn. Amon Konopacki reels it in and does the rest, splitting through a crowd of West defenders for the TD.
Third quarter now, first play for West on the half. Jackson Ngo takes the pitch, finds an opening, and just watch him fly down the sidelines and just over the goal line. It's 24-7 West. Spash desperate for a comeback. Enter Grant Shananon, getting just what they need. A dime to the near side into the breastbasket of Konopacki. It's now 24-19.
But suddenly, here comes J.J. Drews. Around the edge, controversial call whether he got in there. That goes in favor of West, 31-19 fourth quarter. Minutes later, Shonda still feeling generous, plows in for a touchdown, 31-25. Can they do it? Under 2 minutes left, Shonda dumps off to Braylon Smola, and just like that, the Panthers take the lead. They get a stop. And what a comeback. Panthers win 32-31 in an absolute thriller.
Let's send it out to News Channel 7's Nolan Bullman, who's live at Gerke Field. Nolan, I cannot even begin to imagine what it sounded like there in Stevens Point tonight.
Well, guys, if you're looking for a classic high school playoff game, this was just that. You know, we had high scoring, gutsy calls, and an excellent atmosphere that was fueled into this excellent comeback victory. The Warriors were up just above 2 scores in the fourth quarter, but rather than folding, the Panthers picked themselves up, charged on towards an improbable comeback victory, serving as great momentum to advance to the next round.
Whoever crosses our path, we just got to be ready, have a good game plan all week, and then just execute come Friday night. We struggled in the start. Coach had a good game plan in halftime, came out, executed, and couldn't be more proud of the guys that get to go to battle with.
No matter who they face in the next round, the Panthers are honestly just grateful to have this comeback victory in the first place and just keep their excellent season alive. Reporting live from Stevens Point, Nolan Bullman, News Channel 7.
Wittenberg-Burnhamwood is looking to avoid a repeat of last season. You may remember hosting a game as a 3 seed. They lost 16-6 in level 1.
But this year's team has the makings of something special. They just lost 1 game all year to Stratford, and they put up the 10th most points in the state.
A lot of that is thanks to this guy. Quarterback Nathan Wapkinney, Chargers hosting the Clintonville Truckers. They get on the board early with a touchdown, but then they force a Clintonville punt, and Bryson Schmidt, using his return team beautifully, gets those blocks, finds a hole on the sideline. He ain't coming down. Punt return TD to make it 13-0. Chargers flying high now. Our guy Dave Hine over there waving the flag. Defense holds strong, and they go back to marching down the field. Marshall Fraza finishes off this run. Wittenberg is moving on with an absolute dominant victory.
That was a lot of fun football, a lot of close games, but man, what a matchup we have next week. Wittenberg-Burnhamwood, you saw them. Guess who they play? Amherst. Cannot wait for that one. That was a classic.
You can see it on our face. We're actually really excited for this. And we have a lot of other teams left. It's going to be a fun week next week. The teams whittled down this week, but that just means there's more playoffs. Still lots of good action to come as teams are 3 wins away from state. We'll see you right back here for Level 2 of the playoffs next week on News Channel 7 at 10. Until then, have a good night. Level 2 of the high school football playoffs are here. 12 area teams left standing. How many will move on tonight?
Got a lot of really good Level 2 matchups tonight. It almost feels like Level 4 just with how good some of these games are tonight.
Well, let's begin. And Level 2 tonight, here we got Mosinee. Mosinee's been upset at home in this very spot in the last 2 years. Hoping defense can get them over the hump. They trailed 24-7 at one point. 30-21 at half. But look at this stand here, courtesy of Brady Loken. Spartans forced to punt, and then we get over on the offensive side of the ball. Wyatt Harris bulldozing his way into the end zone. Unfortunately, they would lose a 10-point lead with less than 3 minutes left. A heartbreaking 42-40 loss. I think I can speak for everybody here. What a gift of a matchup for our game of the week. When Amherst and Whitburn get together, it's always a great game.
Yeah, we were excited when we saw they would be matching up last week, but in their last 3 meetings, every single one of those 3 games have come down to the very last drive. Should be another dandy.
Well, Whitburn won the playoff battle in 2021 and the regular season meeting this year. No score mid-second quarter till Bryson Schmid handoff will cross him over the end zone for a Whitburn touchdown. They take an early lead.
Third quarter now rolling around. Here's something we don't see all too often. Charlie Nowinski bringing out the safety. That's 2 points for the Chargers. First play now to the fourth quarter. It's 9-0 Whitburn. Nasiah Holland finally getting Amherst on the board. 2 point is good. It's 9-8.
Amherst ball again. 9 minutes left, looking to take the lead. Owen Dickman has other plans and other ways to go. Taking Michael Benjamin's all the way to the house. A pick six to pad the Chargers lead. 16-8.
Still a one-score game, though. Under a minute left. Benjamin looking over the middle and finds Spencer Cohen cutting across, loose off one tackle, and then finds his way in for a touchdown, putting themselves in position to tie it. This lies on a 2-point conversion.
As it always does.
As it always goes. Benjamin rolling out, throws, and it's Connor Groshek, the linebacker, with the pick. That goes the other way, and that essentially seals it.
Nolan Bowman was there the entire time. Nolan, it wasn't exactly the light up the scoreboard type of game, but a very entertaining one as usual.
Ben and Noah, it really was a tame affair for the majority of this one. But as we all know, football is a 4-quarter game, and everything out here shined brightest in the fourth quarter. Connor Dickman turned up Whitburn with a long pick six. Amherst was close to sending this thing into overtime with just under a minute, so Connor Groshek put things away with a game-sealing INT, creating an unforgettable moment for the senior and his squad.
They were throwing passes right over my head all night, and I knew I had the outside, so I just dropped back, and it went right in my hands. So I really didn't want to end on this game, and, you know, it all worked out in the end.
I mean, that was huge. You know, like, that's just, I mean, I used to, they had to do something really special to come back off and pull off a miracle. Defense just stepped up.
Auburndale getting home field advantage as the top seed hosting Coleman, aiming to get to level 3. Auburndale leading in the first half. And on the kickoff, Colton Weiler with a big return up the field before finally being taken out of bounds a few plays later. Auburndale still marching down the field. Keeper for Caden Anderson up the middle for a nice gain. He's got some wheels. A couple plays later, Anderson gets the call again, this time running to his right. And he's going to cross the plane into the end zone for another Eagles touchdown. 33-22. Auburndale prevails, by the way, and they would play the winner of this next game.
And this game, a state title rematch from a season ago. We all know how that one went for Stratford, hoping for a similar result tonight. Playing this one in Marshfield. First quarter, Stratford with the ball, handoff to Gavin Leonard, who gets the run all the way to just near the goal line. Nice job just keeping those feet. Sherman can't go down. A couple plays later, it's a handoff to Colder Kilty, who runs it to the right and diving into the end zone for the Tigers. That's a touchdown. Second quarter now, Stratford with the ball. Quarterback Jack Tubbs airing it out to Gavin Leonard. They do this all year long, so no surprise they do in the playoffs. Nice chunk to the near side of the field here. That's setting up easy field position inside the 5-yard line, so a nice little handoff to Leonard once again. And it's another Stratford touchdown. 21-0. Tigers prevail. They now play Auburndale. To 8-player now, 2 conference rivals meeting in the quarterfinals as Gilman hosts Thorpe. This is the type of game it was. Just a slugfest. Logan Hansen just thumping through the defense for Thorpe. That to pick up a first down. Next Thorpe drive, the tush-push, Noah, has arrived in high school. Sutton getting the first down on 4th and 1, and then you just got to go right back to that well on 4th and short at the goal line as Sutton plunging it in. What an upset for Thorpe, upsetting their rival Gilman 24-20.
Not only is it tush-push in high school football, it's an 8-player football.
Yeah, of all places.
Well, other 8-player action, the season comes to an end for Three Lakes Phelps. They lose 27-13 to their conference rival Florence. The Bobcats are on to the state semifinals. How many teams do we have left?
I counted 5.
Five area teams left. 2 wins away from state. All the stakes are on next week.
Yeah, and 2 of those area teams playing each other. Really looking forward to that Auburndale-Stratford game.
And they are just a couple wins away from booking a date to Camp Randall. Be sure to head to our website at WSAW.com and follow our socials to keep up with our coverage of high school football. But we can't wait for Level 3 next week. And we'll see you on Friday. For now, have a good night.